Imagine your copy of Minecraft knew everything about you, down to every last detail. They knew stuff from your public life, and even stuff from your personal life. Stuff you never shared with anybody. Let's say you lost a pet in real life. Well, maybe you lose that same pet in Minecraft too. This is the disturbing, dark, and deep story of Gustav Johansson. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Helps me out a ton. And also, while you're at it, join the Discord server. Link in the description. Now, enjoy the video. Starting off with the first video, titled
Minecraft Beta Testing Log December 11, 2010.mp4.
The video starts off and we're introduced to a character named Eric Anderson. Eric then reveals to us that he's a beta tester for Minecraft, and that Eric is here to test out the game and show you guys what it's all about.
First things first, I was given a list of things to do from the devs. So as you can see, I will be chopping down 5 trees.
Eric then finishes his first mission of chopping down 5 trees.
That should be it. Mission successful.
Eric then explains his next mission is to build himself a house.
I kind of like this mountain as a place for my house. Got it. Time to make some wood. I have my notes from the devs on some crafting recipes.
Eric then begins building a simple wooden house.
Alright. It looks pretty awesome.
Eric then explains he has to build himself a garden. I want you to pay very, very close attention to what's about to happen. Did you notice that? For a split second, the word flowers turned into a random string of text. Now, I'll be honest, I have no clue what this text means. I tried decoding it in many ways, but I couldn't find out what it was. So if you have any ideas in the comments, please let me know. Whilst collecting flowers, Eric notices a sheep. He then remembers that he has another task to capture a sheep. Eric spends a very long time trying to capture the sheep until he finally does.
Stupid sheep. I hate sheeps.
I want you to pay very, very close attention to what's about to happen. Did you notice that? When he starts walking off, you can see this large red figure in the fog. However, Eric does not notice this and turns over his attention to some pumpkins. When it starts to get dark, Eric decides to head back to his base. Eric decides to put down his flowers right outside his front door. However, when Eric backs away from the garden, you can see the exact same red figure standing in his doorway. But once again, Eric does not notice this, but he does notice some zombies down the hill.
I gotta run and hide. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. See you in the next one where we do some more tasks.
This is where the first video ends. We are left with many questions like, what was that flashing text? And what are those red figures? Well, we would have to watch the next video to answer these questions.
Hey, how's your first couple months been?
Good. What about you?
Pretty good. I feel like I'm adjusting pretty well.
That's good, that's good. Yeah, this is nothing like America. The rush, the customs, just the city itself. Not really used to it yet,
Yeah.
but don't get me mistaken. I really like it so far.
Yeah, me too. How's your department doing?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, we've been brainstorming ways to make the game more accessible and user-friendly. We wanted people of all ages, backgrounds, whatever, to be able to play it and have like a fun, immersive experience, you know?
Wow, that's really cool. Well, just don't think of anything too hard. I'm gonna have to code it.
Sure. Well, I'll try not to go too hard on you. How is that coding stuff going, by the way?
It's good. Yeah, we're dabbling with a bunch of new mechanics, like hunger, a sprinting mechanic, all sorts of different things to make the game stand out.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. Yeah. Well, hey, now I'm thinking about it, our ideas do kind of go hand in hand.
How's that?
Well, you know, we're aiming to achieve an experience that isn't the same for every single person. Like, what if somebody wants to take it slow, you know, play the game at their own pace?
What are you getting at?
Well, like, we want to make a way so that the person doesn't have a sprint option. Or maybe the flowers and the trees in the world are more vibrant and special, unique.
What's the word?
Huh?
Like, what do you call that? I'm blanking on it.
Is it, personalization?
That video is the first time we get a mention into personalization. And personalization in Minecraft will become a big thing later in this series. But if we want to find out more, we just have to watch the next video. The video starts off at the same place we left off last, in that same hole he dug himself into. Eric walks past some flowers, and we see the exact same thing with the flashing text. Once again, I have no clue what this text means. I tried decoding it, and it didn't do anything. So if you have an idea, please let me know in the comments. Eric walks over to where he captured the sheep, and he notices that the sheep has died. But if you notice something, raw mutton wasn't added until version 1.8 in 2014. If this guy claims he's on beta Minecraft, he is definitely not if there's mutton in the game. Eric then explains his next tasks are to craft some utilities, go mining, and make some better tools. Eric first makes himself a door for his house. He also makes himself a chest, but you may notice the chest isn't a full block, even though in beta Minecraft it was a full block. When Eric walks into a cave, you may notice diorite, granite, and andesite is everywhere in this cave, something that was definitely not in beta Minecraft. And when Eric finds coal, it is the updated coal texture to 1.17. If he's in beta Minecraft, there is no way all this stuff is in the game. Eric gets to a very dark part of the cave, and he makes himself a torch. Now I want you to just watch what's about to happen. When Eric places the torch, we see a large pair of red eyes in the darkness, and lots of screaming. However, Eric does not notice this. Maybe he isn't seeing it on his end or something. Eric also mines up some deep slate. Him seeing all these things that are meant to be in much later versions than Minecraft beta leads me to believe his Minecraft is personalized to be much more advanced than everyone else's. Possibly because he's a Mojang tester. Maybe that's why everything is more developed, but you never know. Continuing exploring the cave, Eric finds himself a mine shaft.
I'm gonna collect these for later use. They're pretty cool.
After walking around in the mine shaft for a little bit, we get this very scary scene. But this seemingly goes unnoticed by Eric, most likely because he isn't seeing this stuff. Something is going on behind the scenes that Eric doesn't know. When Eric gets back to his base, he smelts himself some iron, and makes himself some iron tools.
Sorry guys, my crafting skills are still pretty noob. Well, thanks for watching another beta testing video. Next time we'll be doing some overworld exploring, so stay tuned.
That is where this video ends. We are again left with lots of questions, like what is that flashing text? What is that person in the darkness? And what is Eric guilty of? Now to find more about this, we just have to watch the next video. The next video is relatively normal. It seems to be an announcement from Mojang. Mojang is announcing the death of 2 employees. 2 employees' names that were not given to us. And looking at the images shown, it seems to be some sort of train crash that they were involved in. We see some blurred out pictures of their faces, and they once again bleep out their names. In the announcement, they then explain that everything in the foreseeable future at Mojang will be in memory of these 2 employees. At the very end of this video, we get this very weird scene. Yes, that was a lot of flashing images, but don't worry, I'll show them to you right now.
It seems as if you guys have continuously been avoiding the emails blank and I have been emailing you guys. You must have realized that we were right this whole time. And to make matters worse for you, we found out how you're doing it. I'm sure the public won't be impressed when they find out. So how about you set up a time and a place, and let us come to a compromise. Otherwise the company will feel the repercussions. Hard. Sincerely, blank.
Thank you for contacting us blank. We continue to hear your complaints, And as a Mahjong employee yourself, we are very disappointed in your threats. You know fully well where we stand in this matter and how much we believe this approach to Minecraft will benefit sales audience. However, we believe we have came up with a solution to this problem. Why don't we hold a meeting in the Malmo office? Bring blank 2. We can further discuss it there. Sincerely, Mahjong.
Hey, you'll probably have to attend the meeting without me. I'm feeling really sick. Just let me know how it goes. Stay safe, I love you.
Of course. Get some rest. I'll let you know when I get on the train. Good thing the tickets were free.
What these two people are talking about in these emails are the train ride that crashed. They seem to be the two people that went on this train ride. Now Mojang could have been setting these people up, but I highly doubt that. To find out more, we just have to watch the next video. When this video starts off, you may notice that this is probably a different person than Eric, as this was filmed in 2011, and Eric's house looks much different than this person's house. However, for now, we have no clue who this person is. This guy decides to tame himself a dog. He then struggles getting the dog inside of his house, but eventually he finally does it. Next thing he does is start digging down for a cave. He does find himself a cave, and we also notice that there's dripstone in the cave. If this was filmed in 2014, I don't know how there would be dripstone. When he puts down a torch to light the area up, we get this very, very odd scene. Now, by the way he acted, it seems like he also heard these noises. But if you take a close look at the top left, we see a string of binary text. And when this binary text is translated into English, we get an Instagram link. The Instagram link brings us to a page of a man named Lindsey Brown. In his bio it says he loves his family, he's a family of 3 with 1 dog, and he misses his other dog named Scout. Now looking at his profile picture, we see 2 dogs. Most likely one of these dogs either ran away or sadly passed, which is why he talks about missing Scout in his bio. With this link secretly being in the video, it's safe to assume that this man is Lindsey Brown. When Lindsey gets back to the surface, he starts heading back to his base. When Lindsey gets back to his base, we are played this very, very weird scene. I want you to just watch. Yes, that was very, very weird, but I'll break it down for you. When Lindsey walks over to the edge of his fences, we obviously see a few flashes, and he starts being attacked by some dogs. Now when these dogs kill him, we hear police sirens, some sort of crying noises, and very faint text on screen. The very faint text that fades on the screen reads, "You killed him." And in the background noise, we can hear what sounds like a dog crying. Now we know Lindsey Brown has a dog that could be dead. And putting 2 and 2 together here, it's possible that Lindsey Brown could have killed his dog. Or something bad could have happened to his dog. That the dog was crying, and that the text says, "You killed him." We know Minecraft is personalized from that intercepted call we heard earlier. This could be Lindsey Brown's past haunting him in Minecraft. Now I understand this does sound like a stretch, but we'll have to watch the next video to see if this makes sense. This next video is back in the perspective of Eric Anderson. Eric then explains his next task is to find some naturally generated structures. After a good amount of wandering, Eric stumbles across what seems like a ruined nether portal. In the chest, Eric finds some very peculiar loot. Also, I forgot to add, room portals were definitely not in the game in beta Minecraft. Once again, we see more evidence that he's not playing in beta. Eric then rebuilds himself the ruined portal. However, when Eric goes into the nether, we see the nether is just completely flat. Something very, very weird. However, Eric doesn't seem too fond of the nether because he leaves almost instantly.
I don't like that place.
Whilst walking, Eric notices a villager in the distance.
Who is that? Whoa, what is this? It's like a little town.
Whilst exploring the village, Eric finds a house that normally isn't in vanilla Minecraft. But since he's seeing this for the first time, he doesn't really know this. When he clicks on the tray with the cartographer, I want you to pay very, very close attention to something. Something small, yet it has a very, very deep meaning to the story. Did you notice that? When Eric hovers over the trade for paper, instead of saying paper, it says tickets. And the only thing that is related to tickets in this series is the train crash, where they said the tickets were free. What if the strange building that Eric came across in the village was some sort of Mojang headquarters? And we know Minecraft is personalized towards you from events that happen to you in real life. What if the villager that sells the tickets is the person who gave the tickets to the 2 train victims? I understand this does sound like a stretch, but it is plausible. But we're gonna have to continue watching to find out more. After leaving the village, Eric goes back to the mineshaft that he found last episode. But if you notice, there are powered rails on the track. Something that Eric did not do, and definitely wasn't there before.
I'm really confused. I didn't put this here. What is this? Some sort of train system?
After Eric walks around in this mineshaft for a little bit, we get this very frightening scene. At the end of the clip, Eric is attacked by some sort of creature with a distorted face. Right before that, we hear some sort of voice attempting to talk to Eric. For right now, we have no clue what these words mean, but we'll see these exact same words come up later. But if we want to find out more, we'll just have to watch the next video. Now, before we get to the second half of the video, obviously at the end there you see that exact same red figure that we've seen before. But let's get on to the second part of the video.
Is that what you think this game is? A nostalgic trip of light-hearted memories. I yearn for your innocence. I will continue to leave my knowledge in the cracks and crevices.
Yes, this is a very scary message, but there is something very frightening that you may have missed. This is the very last frame of the video. Still don't see it? Here's a brightened image. We see this horrifying image, and you know where this image has been seen before? It is the man who did not get on the train. The man that was sick and had to skip out on the meeting, just barely dodging death. His distorted image is shown in the last frame of the video. This could be the man who survived the train crash, is the one who is talking to us in this video. We also get this binary text in the description, and when it's translated, you can see this. Pause to read. No, I truly don't know what this text actually means, but if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Now, if you want to find out some more, of course, we'll have to watch the next video. This next video is in the perspective of Eric. And I'm gonna be honest, most of this video is just nothing important, so I'm gonna skip out on it until we start seeing stuff that is more important, which happens around the 15-minute mark. So basically, Eric talks about that he's been working on some sort of project and that he's been really stressed for something, and he reveals that this project is actually in Minecraft and it is a railway. Whilst riding the railway, he explains that he made the railway out of rails he found from that mineshaft. Then we get this terrifying scene. What it showed is the exact same creature that attacked Eric in that mineshaft. Then we see a face of what looks like a man crying. And it turns out that railway goes from his base directly to the village. But Eric notices something about the villagers. All the villagers have name tags, but he didn't give these name tags to these villagers. And one of these villagers has a name tag of Gustav, the name of the channel. When he goes into the house of the guy that sold him tickets, we see a name tag called Boss. And we get this very scary scene. And once again, it seems like Eric did not notice this on his end. However, Eric does not like it that all of these villagers have names all of a sudden, so he heads back to his base on his minecart. When Eric gets back to his base, he notices a door in his house that he did not put there. A door that was not there before.
You guys watched me build my house. I didn't build this. How is this happening?
When Eric goes down the staircase, this is what we see.
I am here. You are not alone.
Yes, this is extremely scary, but I can kind of explain it. Now, obviously, we know Minecraft is personalized in this universe, because we see a mock-up of a Mojang headquarters earlier, with names of employees there. Now, taking all this information into account, and knowing Eric lives in or near Stockholm, Sweden, what if the city that Eric saw underneath his house was a Minecraft replica of Sweden in real life? And to find out more, we would just have to watch the next video. The next video is an audit report from a Mojang employee. He then lists off things that people from the company have bought.
Ensuring proper maintenance schedules for the office equipment, and secondly, exploring cost-effective ways to restock the office supplies. We appreciate your attention and compliance today, and of course we will provide you with a detailed written report for your records, including specific recommendations on managing the recent acquisitions. If you have further questions or need any additional clarification after reviewing the report, do not hesitate to reach out.
Then the man addresses an odd purchase employee made. Then we get this terrifying scene.
Can you please explain what this purchase from...
Now at the end, you can see a link appear on the top. And when you go to this link, we get this webpage. This is a Swedish article that explains what happened at the site of the crash.
The Swedish Accident Investigation Board, Statens Haverikommission SHK, is now investigating a train accident on Sunday night in which 18 people were injured, one seriously, in eastern Sweden. A high-speed X2000 train and a crane truck near Kimstad station between Linköping and Norrköping in eastern Sweden collided on Sunday evening. There were 244 people on board the train. Several of them are seriously injured and are stuck fast, said a duty officer at STG Talland Police to news agency TP. STG Talland Police spokesperson Mikael Skog arrived at the scene shortly after 9 p.m. I can see a train which is damaged all along the side. It is very damaged along carriage 2 and 3. It is clear that something has hit the side of the carriages, he said. He was not yet able to divulge details over the injured. Police and emergency services received the alarm about the train crash shortly before 8 p.m. The train was on its way from Norrköping south towards Linköping. The tracks between Linköping and Norrköping will be closed at least until midnight, according to the Swedish Transport Administration, Trafikverket. The train started its journey in Stockholm at 5:40 p.m. and was due to arrive in Malmö just after 10 p.m. Maintenance work is being undertaken by the railway tracks, where the accident has taken place, said Mikael Skog.
In this article, we see that the train crash happened on a train that was going from Stockholm to Malmö, the exact same place the Mojang employee told the two victims to meet up at. It also said only one person was seriously injured, which checks out because the other person called in sick, so he didn't go to the meeting. I also looked up this word on Google, and this is what I saw. Apparently it's some sort of construction equipment. I really don't know what a Mojang employee would need construction equipment for. But to find out more, we'll just have to watch the next video. The video starts off with text messages exchanged by two people. One person named Lewis and another person that we don't know the name of.
Hi Louise. I'm so sorry to hear about your home.
It's okay, I just don't know how we are going to recover from this. It destroyed everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Where are you guys going to go?
Probably my grandma's house. She has some room in her basement.
Hey, does she still have that PC?
Yeah, but it's old and shitty. Why?
There's this new game called Minecraft. It's pretty cool and I think you'd like it. It would distract you from things.
Minecraft? Yeah, okay, I guess it couldn't hurt to try. Thanks.
In this video, we get introduced to Luis, who seems like he's playing Minecraft for the first time ever. Luis seems to struggle with the controls at first, but eventually he does get it. Luis then says he did some off-camera stuff, and now he has sort of a house going on here. Luis finishes his house before it turns night, and he has to go back in the house to spend the night. Then it starts storming very, very badly in Minecraft. Then we get this terrifying scene.
It's really coming down. Up there. I don't really like that. It kinda... What the? We can't get out of my house. We can't get out of the house. What the fuck? What? I can't move. What the fuck?
That was a lot to unpack. Starting with the first thing, the flashing image of a house. Now, knowing that Luis's house in real life has been destroyed in some way, this could be Luis's house. We don't know. The next thing that pops on the screen is a flashing text that says, "We know about your house, Luis." This means that Minecraft knows what happened to Luis's house. And since Minecraft is personalized to go off of what happens in real life, could Luis's house have been destroyed by a tornado? Because in Minecraft, it looks like a tornado hits his house. Then another flashing text reads, "We always know." Then the next flashing image, we get this news article.
Dozens of tornadoes touched down in the Midwest and Ohio Valley Sunday, killing 8 and destroyed hundreds of homes. The outbreak was one of the worst in record during November. The National Weather Service (NWS) issued over 400 severe weather warnings and logged over 600 reports of tornadoes, damaging winds, and/or large hail.
This news article is talking about the tornado that went through Luis's house, destroyed it in real life, just like in Minecraft. And the final hidden message in this video is text that is written in enchantment table, which reads,
Enjoy your copy, Lou.
This means the Minecraft that Luis is playing is catered towards him. It is personalized towards him, towards events that happen to him in real life. Like the tornado hitting his house. That happened in real life. It also happened in Minecraft too. However, this is not the end. There are still so many more videos to cover, including a secret unlisted video that I found. And I just can't do it all in one part. Please subscribe to get notified when I post part 2. But for now, this was part 1 of 2 of the mysterious ARG of Gustav Johansson. But for now, this was the ARG Analyst. See you guys next time. Take care.